What's up, y'all? Peter Griffin here. So now that Umamusume has beat Wuthering Waves at the Game Awards, I just gotta say, this wasn't a close fight in the slightest. And I will admit, there was a surprising amount of people that actually did want Wuthering Waves to win, which was a shock to me because I expected just about everybody in the gacha space, or a good majority of people in the gacha space, to vote for Umamusume, since Wuwa never really stood a chance in this fight in my opinion. But hey, them girl bots, they're dedicated, I'll give them that. And even though I do mainly upload content on Wuthering Waves, you're probably questioning as to why I still ended up voting for Umamusume, and that's mainly because I think Uma is the slightly better game. It's only by a little bit. And when the nominees did come up for best mobile game, I was honestly more shocked to see that Wuthering Waves was there. Like, don't get me wrong, Wuthering Waves is a good game. Both Uma and Wuthering Waves are good games. But I was more or less skeptical and more questionable as to how Wuwa even just made it here. And the conclusion that I came to as to how Wuthering Waves made the nominee list was because of how much of a comeback that the 2.x patch was. Like, not even to glaze, the 2.x patch was actually a pretty revolutionary patch cycle for Wuthering Waves, and it honestly saved the game in my opinion. Like, this patch was putting up Luffy versus Kaido levels to come back. Like, it was honestly crazy. But even though 2.x was a revolutionary patch and it did save Wuthering Waves, that's not to say it didn't have its downsides. And those downsides were 2.5, 2.6, and 2.7. And the reason I call those three patches the downsides of the 2.x patch was mainly because during that period, it was the most dry era of Wuthering Waves. And the only content that was really added during those patches was story, and that was just about it. And that was the only amount of content that we got. There were some events here and there, but a lot of those events were just garbage in all honesty. And because they were only adding main quests during those three patches, once you beat the main quest, there really wasn't any reason to play the game for the rest of the patch. And I know I sound like I'm exaggerating a little bit, but no, there really wasn't any content in those patches. It was really just story with a couple of just horrible minigame events, and it was just not fun to play. And because of those three patches and how dry they were, that is the main reason as to why I didn't vote for Wuthering Waves, and it was honestly the main reason as to why I never thought Wuthering Waves stood a chance against Musume in the first place. And another factor that played in as to why I thought Wuwa never stood a chance against Uma in the first place was also popularity, because let's be real, at the end of the day, the Game Awards is really just a popularity contest, and it all essentially just boils down as to which game was the most popular throughout the year. In between Wuthering Waves and Umamusume was vastly more popular than Wuthering Waves. Like, when Umamusume came to global, this game had the internet in a chokehold for a long time. Like, people who didn't even play gacha games or people who didn't even like gacha games at all, they were playing Umamusume, and it was honestly pretty crazy to see. Like, you even had Asmongold, one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, he was playing Umamusume, and it was honestly pretty surprising to see him actually play the game, and he was enjoying it too.
This is really high quality. This is disturbingly high quality.
And not only that, you also had people acting like this over the game as well.
Come on, Gold Ship, put it into high gear! I need all you got!
Which at first glances looks crazy, but once you actually play the game, Umamusume actually does get serious like that, I'm telling you. Like, the amount of motion that this game had when it came to global and how long he was able to maintain that motion was pretty crazy in my opinion. And because of how much motion and impact that the game had, it was able to solidify itself as a decently big name to non-gacha gamers and to even casual gamers as well. The amount of non-gacha fans and the amount of casual gamers I saw too that actually played this game or knew of this game and actually tried it out and have gotten to gacha because of this game is honestly pretty crazy to me. Like, I think the last time I can remember a gacha game making itself like somewhat widely known into the mainstream was Genshin Impact. And as much as I hate Genshin Impact, I gotta give it credit where it was due, because when Genshin did come out, that game was massive. Like, everybody was talking about it. But that's not to say that Wuthering Waves hasn't made itself known in the mainstream as well. In which again, you also have Asmongold playing this game as well, which also surprised me.
This is badass. Why can't... What is this?
And not only that, the game has also made itself widely known to the point where it's getting a collab with Cyberpunk, which is very impressive for a gacha game or just a game in general that has been out only for a year, so it is very impressive that Wuthering Waves is able to do this, even though they still haven't given an update on when this collab is going to come out, though, sadly. But outside of Asmongold playing the game and the Cyberpunk collab, I really haven't seen Wuthering Waves really try to make itself that known into the mainstream. Like, yes, they have had those trailers at the Summer Games Fest, and they recently had the trailer at the Game Awards, but I'm going to be completely honest, those trailers were just not enough in my opinion. They were okay at best. So regardless of whether or not you think if Umamusume or Wuthering Waves is the better game, you can't deny the fact that Umamusume just had a significantly bigger impact and was just much more popular throughout the year. And that is to why I thought Umamusume versus Wuthering Waves wasn't close in the slightest. But what do you guys think of this? Let me know down below if you guys think it was closer than I thought it was, or whether or not you wanted Wuwa to win over Uma. And with that, thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit that bell for when I do upload a new video, and I'll catch you in the next one.